What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyrwargames, and today I'm going to show you guys and go through the Gamma list that I took to the Italy regionals here. I'm literally recording this at Italy. I had all my recording gear with me, which is essentially just my phone and camera holder. So I thought I'd go through the profile so I can have it up for you guys today, so you guys know what I took, why I took the cards I took, choices of, like, obviously the thing is going through the matchups and essentially explaining what I would change to the deck to probably make it better. And yeah, so just so you guys are all up to date on like the performance of the deck, essentially we're going through this little journey together. So before I get into it all, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below, ding that notification bell, because if you enjoy a person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. All the support is greatly appreciated, and thank you guys so much for doing so. So let's go through the list quickly, and then just going through the matchups, like how Italy went overall, that kind of thing. And again, yeah, the changes I'd potentially make to this deck to try and make it better. So to starting off, we obviously have, I'm going to go through this quite quickly actually. I'm going to probably just lay it out. This is essentially all cards that you've seen before, either in last list, previous list, and that kind of thing, and other lists in general. So obviously our 4 Gammamon from RB1, our 4 Gammamon from RB1, our 4 Gammamon from 21, all the ones, just kind of realizing that. 2 from LM, and then last of the rookies is 2 Solomon. For champions, we got the 4 Gulus from 21, the 3 Battle Gammamon for 21, 3 Gulus from RB1, and then the 1 Battle from BT8. For Ultimates, we have 3 copies of 21 Can of Ice, 2 copies of Regulus from 21, 2 copies of BT10 Can of Ice, and 1 Regulus Ace. For Megas, we got 3 copies of Sirius from 21, 1 copy of RB1 Sirius, the 3 copies of Arcturusmon from RB1, 1 Omni X, 2 copies of Hero from RB1, and 4 copies of RB1 21 Hero. And lastly, with the options, we obviously have the 4 Strongest of Brothers from 21, and then the 1 Red Scramble. So this is the list that I took. Essentially, it's still a compilation of what is just naturally doing well for Gamma in all previous lists, as well as my own personal testing. There's obviously a few things in here that I really wanted to try out, as it's been either heavily used by other players, it's been mentioned in previous comments, and again, I just wanted to really get myself out the comfort zone while also just trying to make the deck aggressively better. So the main additions in here that weren't in previous lists or were and have been taken out for a good while is the 2 copies of BT10 Kano, the 1 RB1 Sirius, and the Red Scramble. All these cards even made their way back into the deck, or just haven't been in the deck for a very, very long time. I really wanted to make the BT10 Kano work, and in testing and at the regionals, it actually did feel very nice. I kind of like figured out what I was doing wrong with him. Essentially how to make his aggressive plays just a lot better. There's a few combos that I was really pulling off, like managing to get out of a medieval Ganon play, board with the help of him, as well as the other things in the deck. More importantly, the Blitz Battle and the RB1. Being able to just swing for 2 checks at like 14k, and then just self-removing myself thanks to the inherents from this. Also just being able to blitz in general, and then getting rid of the medieval Gammamon. They did float back into a Gilmon. I managed to also just float back into a Gamma, but I managed to get the guy off the board. So he was helpful, he was very good. The aggression checks and testing, which is very, very helpful, very handy. Being able to just swing 2 checks with this and then going to this guy, just getting the unsuspend, removing, maybe potentially trashing the security as well, and just doing another 2 checks as well. Just really puts the aggressive play that you can have in the deck, and I was just really, really enjoying it. We got the RB1 Serious one back in the deck. He's actually really good as a one-up. I think as well, if you are going to be playing the BT10K device one, you kind of have to play the RB1 series. They just combo so well together. He just really makes this guy's aggressive play so much better, being able to just, again, swing 2 checks with this, go into this, delete something, unsuspend, swing 2 checks again. Like, you're just doing 4 checks so quickly and so aggressively. And again, if you have the Octorus that you can tuck underneath, you're actually also trashing one as well. So you're doing 5 checks in one go. Who knows, that might actually be the way to play. That might actually be the way to push the aggression in. Maybe, again, just bump up the Omni X, so you can just get those final swings for game. Or maybe a hybrid, or I don't know. That's maybe something I need to look into the future. With regionals all finished as well, I'm actually just going to be like focusing on a lot of testing, tech testing with this deck, and then I'll just like upload the more important things. Maybe I'll just do like a tech video for Gamma, and just go through all the techs I've just been using and saying what's been good, what's been great, what could actually be used, and that kind of thing. That could actually be a pretty good video series, I don't know. But yes, Sirius from RB1 was really helpful. I really did like him. I really liked being able to mode change, essentially. I'm calling it from 21 Sirius to RB1 Sirius. You can do this by having the effect from the BT from your giving stack ability level 5, utilizing the 21 if you have 2 security. So you can just like, you got the effect from here, so you can turn this into this for 4 costs without ignoring distribution requirements. And if you can time your deletes and your removals effectively, you can just swing 2 checks, don't delete anything, go back into this, tuck 1, delete 1, unsuspend because you deleted something, and then if you have enough memory to keep it your turn, you can then swing again for maybe a potential final check. Or with the Blitz Battle, you can do all this without needing to keep turn. It's very, very strong. You essentially have BT5 Omni 1. The Red Scramble's been back into the deck. I did quite like it. I do think that it is unnecessary. You don't need to have this in the deck, but when it came up, it came up. I did quite like having it in the deck. It's just a nice little flexible way to reduce my evolution costs, keep the turnover, and essentially, though I already managed to do it, pop this and, get my stuff back in and start going off again. I guess the other main thing I did change was the inclusion of 4 of this and 2 of this. So for BT21 hero and 2 RB1 hero, honestly, I think this ratio is fine. The only thing, I'll probably like merge this and now transitioning into what I would change in the deck. Is actually bump up the hero players. I think having 3 of this was a bit unnecessary, so I think having 2 of the RB1 gooders would be fine. And in fact, I would actually then swap one of these out for a RB1 good Battleground one. So I can have still a tamer player, but as well as having a raider. And having an early access to raid, there was quite a lot of scenarios I just think I would have really liked to put on the pressure, control the board a little bit more, not let them keep a little rookie out just lying around for an extra turn. By having a raid option early, yes, you can spring with this, but you have to spring with this and hope it lives to get the deletion trigger, which can happen because you can make him quite big. But there are a lot of times where he's just not that huge. He's just sitting at 6k. So I'd actually again swap one of these for the raid battle Gammamon. I can still then play my heroes. I can still swing and control the board by raiding into the small guys early. That's one change I do kind of want to make, and also having access to raid on some of the higher levels in the deck, not necessarily your 6s, because again your 6 already has raid, but being able to give raid to your level 5s could actually be quite beneficial, and even including like the RB1 series, your Arcturus as well could be beneficial with raid. So there are benefits to having that as well, outside of just, having another team setter and just, early aggression very, very early. Other change I would make to the deck is just dropping Solomon completely. Like he just was such a hindrance into my matches. I was seeing him in the matches I just did not need him to be. I was not seeing him in matches I did need him in there to be. Again, more importantly, the Royal Knight match, I just did not see him at all. It's just like in other testings against Royal Knights and that kind of stuff, I was seeing him nicely, which was great. He was coming up against Phoenix Adventure. He was coming up as well. Fortunately, I haven't faced any cross decks, but he's beneficial for that. But he was just coming up in my Gammamon matchups, my Sakuyamon matchups. It's like, but I don't need you. I need these guys. Like, I don't need to see this guy. I was seeing him in hands where it's just him and the Gurus after a mulligan. And I'm like, why? Like, if this was just a Gammamon, I would have just been perfectly fine. And speaking of Gammamon, like, I will probably bump up the ratios to maybe 13, which isn't enough, which doesn't sound like a lot. You're just going from 12 to 13. But I had like maybe 3-4 games where I just did not see a rookie. In my Royal Knight match, I didn't see a rookie for 5 turns. Like, it was just absolutely absurd. We were joking around with it. We were just like, Gammamon, every time I drew. I'm just like, oh god. And they're like, no, what? No, Gammamon. But yeah, it was just like absolutely crazy. Just did not see rookies. It was just like, I don't know what was going on that day. Like, practicing was perfectly fine. The deck felt so smooth, clean, so nice. And then going into the actual event, it was just like Gammamon just did not want to behave. It was just like, he was just a very naughty boy. But yeah, so I'm thinking bumping up the rookies to 13 and seeing how that goes. If I see too many, that's just how it is. I'd rather see too many rookies than see no rookies at all. I think that's just it's like I'd rather be early to a thing than being late. Like, this is just that. If I wanted to do that, I might actually just drop Arcturus down. He might be the only thing, because I quite like the champion ratio was nice, the ultimate ratio was nice. The megas I was just seeing perfectly fine. We are on 7 megas, so I'd probably just drop Arcturus down 1 maybe, and then just bump up a rookie to 13. And I'm thinking again back to Solomon, just taking him out. Like, I don't think it was worth me putting him in, hindering every other matchup just to have a decent matchup to Royal Knight, or an easier matchup to Royal Knights. I think I just need to play the deck just as it is, consistent as it is, just all in archetype, barring obviously the Omni-X tech, to keep it all in archetype. And just face into Royal Knights just as it is, just try to control as much as I possibly can. Don't give them the Royal Knights under the sorcerers. Just keep removing them, keep getting rid of them, and just put on the aggression. Just keep swinging. Hope they don't have the Gammamon, that kind of thing. Just keep on going from that. I think that it would just be probably better for me, and probably better just for the deck in general. Yeah. Guys who just really shined was actually Canavicemon. Canavicemon is actually from 21. Is actually just he outperformed. He was really well. There's times I was just hard playing, being able to just hard play him in tough matchups, or in certain scenarios, just to get some removals, get your stacks going up again. Yeah, they can't string, but you're removing like potentially 2 bodies, so depending on how the board is. If you're attacking archers, you're also trashing security, so you are progressing in life checks in a sense. But yeah, I just really enjoyed, like, he outperformed really well. Battle of Gammamon, I think also from BT8 just also was just really performing. Just getting those, allowing my higher stacks to just swing without needing to really control the memory too much. Just lets you have a bit more flexibility in your plays and just lets you be a bit more performing. Who else? I think one other thing I might try out is swapping this Gammamon for a Gammamon that lets you draw when attacking. I think the additional draws that this guy gives you when you start doing your tuck actions might not be as needed, because you are just swinging a lot. There's a lot of times where I'm actually just swinging quite early in the game, especially if I do want to put a raid battle into the deck as well. That's just another guy that incentivizes you to attack early. So being able to just have the draw when you're just swinging early, as opposing to needing to either have a tamer, using a Gurus effect, using a kind of Weissmon effect, that kind of thing, like using your your Megas effects. All these kind of things just need you to do another action to get the actual benefit. That's outside of just, turning sideways. Like, it sounds a little bit brain dead, but it's just like sometimes you just need to have that. I need to have, like, what's the most brain dead action I can do that actually gives me a benefit. So in terms of like just swapping this for a when attacking Gammamon, could actually just be better. It really could just be better. For that instance, I'll probably just go to BT21 just because at worst case scenario, I could just promote a rookie swing draw card. Because I just have Gamma and text. Essentially just like doing a Guilmon with Digimon. You're drawing one less, but hey ho, you're getting a draw early and that could potentially outbreak you next turn. Or like the following turns. So that's essentially the deck, the cards that are in the deck, what outperformed, what did well, what didn't do well, why I put in X cards. My matchups were round 1 was Gammamon, fortunately lost that 2-0. Matchups so 50-50. Literally game 1 he got into he got into Gallon X turn 2. Like, it was just absolutely absurd how quick he was. Game 2 I did manage to keep like pull turns back, keep a little bit of control. I did like surprise him with moments where I think it was the serious. I was just able to just like get rid of his stack. He was like, wait, what? You can do that? I'm like, yeah. Like, it's just good. Oh yeah, he thought this deletion was the same as this one where it has to be DP based. And he was just like, but I'm bigger than you. I'm like, yeah, but this guy just pops your lowest. He's like, wait, what? And that was just hard slamming. I think it was a kind of Weissmon as well, just to really get the memory over, control the memory a little bit by just putting it high on their field, like, or high, it was like 3 or something like that. Then just get rid of the stack, make them do it all over again. Round 2 was to Royal Knights. Unfortunately, again, just no rookies. It was just, it wasn't great. Game 1, I think like game 2 was just a little bit better, but didn't see the solo one, so I couldn't slow him down effectively. And then like the deck just wasn't, it just wasn't behaving. It's just one of those things. I hate saying that because it's just like, it's just me saying like, oh, the deck's crap. But it's like, you do have those good days, you do have those bad days. Unfortunately, I just had one of those bad days. Like, the deck just had one of those bad days. Like, testing has been great, and then like yesterday again, it was not doing great. So yeah, fortunately lost to the Royal Knights. Game 3, round 3 was to a Sakuya. Beat that 2-0. That was fine. Again, I just had so much control. There was a moment, I think it was 2-0, I think it was 2-1. But I did have a moment where I was just seeing no rookies, and I managed to just like hard slam a Kano and just like get rid of the board, start controlling it from there. And like it really just really pushed back from that, which was absolutely fantastic. Then it was a Gallant round 4. I faced all the best decks in the game. Like the only thing I dodged was Megidra. So there was another Gallant, got that 2-1, which was really good. Pulled it into the game in the second game with a very nice. I had to like call the judge over. I'm not sure if I was not allowed to do this, but I called the judge over and was like, if I played this, they had a medieval and like 2 bodies. I was like, so like they got a live medieval in play. I on play something that can trigger something else, which can then trigger when digivolving. Do I get to do all of that before the medieval triggers? The judge sided with me. It was just like, yes, no, he can do all this before you get to resolve, because everything is triggering off the next one, and he gets turn player. So I on played a Kano, tucked the source, deleted a rookie, to then proc the brothers to go into serious, to then tuck an Arcturus, to then delete the medieval, trashing a security. Managed to do all of that, putting the control back to me, so that they couldn't win, get the trigger off the medieval. I managed to pull it back from that. It was great. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed doing that. I was so pleased I managed to do that. But again, another instance of Kano Vice just shining greatly. Round 5 was a unfortunate bye. My opponent just did not show up. So 10 minutes, I got the whole match win. So I just sat around with these 2 lovely chaps. Again, thanks you guys for subscribing to the channel. It really means a lot to me. They were really great. We had some good conversations, like how the meta's doing, how the game's going, and it was just, you know, it was a blast. I really enjoyed having good chats with them. Then the round after that, again, big sorry to, I think it was the one before. No, so it was another Sakuya. We had a draw. Unfortunately, we just ran out of time, but we did play out the game, and I could have won that one. Like I would have won that one, which was good for me internally, but you know, unfortunately, it did get marked as a draw. So we drew into the Sakura that could have got me a win. So it would have been 4-4 instead of 3-1-4. Next round was to my friend Anthony with Gammamon. Sorry, Anthony, managed to beat him 2-0. And then the last round was to Red Hybrid, which was one of the guys from the True Villains channel. You know, got 21 place in Paris with Red Hybrid. It's really good. It's just so hard to control that deck when all the underneath just spawned a tamer for free. It's just absolutely absurd. So fortunately couldn't get the win on that one. So we got again 3-1-4, got 104 place. I had like 146. Not my best performance, but we had a blast. We enjoyed playing with Gammamon. I've been enjoying making this deck as strong as I can to get all the way through. I've enjoyed having this little journey with you guys here on the channel, just really trying to improve this deck and get it as strong as it possibly can. Could I have done better? I probably can. Are there other players out there that could have probably made it better? Probably are. But I really enjoy this deck. I really enjoy this archetype. I really enjoy this Digimon. And I really wanted to try and make it as strong as I can. We haven't done bad though. Obviously, we got 4th place at the store regionals. So we got, you know, good thumbs up there. And so it's just, again, more practice, more training. And then again, like, you know, dice fall on the luck there as well, as always is needed. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave your comments down below what you think. What changes would you make? Would you keep it all in archetypes? Again, taking out the floodgates. Would you keep the floodgates? Would you reduce the ratios? That kind of stuff. What text are you enjoying? I've been really appreciating your comments. I've been really loving seeing people go into Gammamon now, thanks to all these videos, and I really appreciate you taking the time and effort, time out of your life to get into this character, get into this deck. We can all make Gammamon great. So as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.